there friends, Nibs again. Out here at the range today doing a little bit of shooting. Got a guy doing some maintenance in the background on a tractor, so probably going to have a little bit of background noise here. But I wanted to get out and test out this new Stoeger air rifle that I just got in the mail yesterday. And unfortunately I forgot to bring out my chronograph, so we're not going to get any of that data today, but we'll do a couple groups with it and try it out. This one is a Stoeger S6000-A. Did a little bit of research on it last night. Really can't find a lot of information about past revisions, but their current product is a S6000-E, and I'm not sure what the difference is. Like I said, I could not find any kind of information on revisions and things like that, but I would have to assume that the A is one of an older revision. Still looks like the same gun as the one that's online, so that's for sale. I did mount up one of these. It's a cheap eBay scope, 3 to 9x40 EG is what they call it. There's several different sellers selling similar products online, and they range $40 to $50 roughly. But it is rated. It says it's rated for a Springer air rifle, so we'll go ahead and try it out on this. I did spend some time before I started the video up doing a little bit of zeroing work on it and testing a few pellets out. I tried some of these Crosman Premier Piranhas. It did not like those at all. We're not going to shoot any of those on the best I could see is probably about a 3 or 4 inch group with that at 25 yards. I did shoot some of these Meisterkugels and some of these Norma S target matches, and I am even more thoroughly convinced now that that those are exactly the same pellets as the Meisterkugels. They're both 14 grains, both made by RWS. I did try some of these rifle premiums, and they didn't shoot too bad. They actually grouped fairly well. The one problem I'm having is these are a much larger. They have a large skirt on them, which I found when I was working on my Quackenbush number 5. Those are the ones that actually fit the chamber the best on that Quackenbush. These have a much larger skirt, and I'm finding it very hard to get it into that chamber, so I'm not going to mess with them anymore. These Meisterkugels and these Normas really seem to be doing a really good job, so we're going to go ahead and just do a couple groups with those and see how it does, and we'll go from there. We'll do 5 shots with each type here, and having the scope right there is a little getting in the way, but this scope is pretty clear. I have it on 9 power, and I can read the words all but the tiniest print on my target there. Off to the left, but we're going to go for the group, not so much the... Oh. This thing can be a handful to cock. It's got probably about a 50-pound cocking force, so it's not for the faint of heart. One of the guys, G-Man, made a comment on my unboxing video, wanted to know about hold and stuff for shooting a Springer rifle, and some guns are very hold sensitive. Other ones are, don't care at all, but I find that shooting it off from like a rolled up blanket that gives it a little bit of allows it to do its recoil without too much resistance really is where I start out with, and if I find that they don't group well, I'll try doing some other holds maybe putting my hand underneath it and things like that. But usually just resting it on a blanket like this, letting it slide will really do the best. All right, pretty close to the first one. So you really want to try to have that buttstock anchored pretty well in the hollow of your thigh, so it doesn't kick out on you when you cock it. Ooh, that was a flyer up high a little bit. But again, this is a very budget rifle. So we are shooting 25 yards, which is a pretty good stretch for an air rifle. Darn, automatic safeties get me all the time. That one went up with the other one. Another untested variable we have here right now is the scope too, so I'm not really sure about this scope either, so we may have to experiment with that a little bit too. I have a few other scopes that I can try on this as well, but I just picked this one up recently from a local shop. They had a bunch of cheapo scopes in their case for real cheap, so I grabbed a few up just to all right, well, it's probably about a 2-inch group overall. I guess not terrible for a budget Springer. Again, we got to keep in mind the price point and the nice and quiet all of a sudden. So the one thing I had a problem with those Premiers is they just wouldn't push all the way into the chamber, and then when I tried to close it down, I'd either damage the skirt or shave off the back of the skirt. Really not great. All right, so now we're trying the Normas. Forgot to mention that. And I am thoroughly convinced that these two products are identical. So Meister Coogan's and the Norma. One of my other viewers, when the first time I shot this thing, we had a big old puff of smoke puff out of it, and but it settled right down afterwards, so I had to go back and look at the footage again. I never even noticed that when I was editing the video. Although these Normas really seem to be grouping a little bit better. Maybe they aren't the same. I mean, they weigh the same, they look the same profile, they're made by the same company. That's a really good looking group. Maybe I'll try one more with the Meisterkugels, just to, maybe it was just a cold bore problem with the, it is pretty chilly out today. It's in the 50s. It was actually showing just 50 when I left my house, so. That went through that same big hole right in the middle there. Have to review the tape. Yeah, let me do one more with the Meisterkugels here, just to see if they do better now that it's kind of warmed up. Okay, I'm gonna go for that center bullseye there. Almost got me. Boy, it's so much nicer now that that tractor isn't going. Wanted to get out this morning and do a video or two for you guys. Got a big, I guess you call it a social event going on in the town where my church is. All of the local churches are coming out, having a big get together and doing music, and my church will be doing a few songs in there in the mix too. So that'll be a lot of fun. Get to play my bass out in public a little bit. Seem to grouping a little bit better so far. Of course, every time somebody says that, that's when they throw up a flyer, right? Almost did it. All right, yeah, that group's coming together a lot better. It must have been cold for that first one there. I kind of like this underlever type of arrangement, but this pop-up breech thing is a little bit fiddly with the scope on there. I don't know. It's okay. All right, that's a much better group. So that first one, we'll just count that one off for as a cold bore. But that last group there is under an inch, so that's pretty darn good. But there you go. There's the first range trip for the Stoeger. I'm going to have to change these rings out though. It's definitely creeping back on me. It started out, there is a divot there for a pin to go in, and this back ring was back up by that divot, and now it's back 1/4 of an inch from the divot in the receiver there. So I do have a set of, I have a solid base. Maybe I'll try that, and that does have a pin that can go down into that divot, so I'll swap that out for the next range trip. But anyway, there's a good first look at it anyway. Seems like it's doing pretty good. I have a few other kinds of pellets I'll bring out, and we'll try some of those other ones, but really seems to be doing good with the Meisterkugels and the Normas. Hope you liked the video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I do post up new videos. Till next time, have a great day.